Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as, investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we are on Saturday, December 30th. We're going to take a look at GOEV today. So GOEV has been trapped under this downtrend resistance we've had on the chart for a while. Tried to make an escape, sort of topped out around this 37-ish level that we have on the chart, and then couldn't hold support at 31 and has since flipped this 25 level from support to resistance a couple of times and then has retraced back through it for the time being. What I'm wondering is, I don't know, but we start to get a sort of important level here for a couple of reasons. One, could this be a double bottom, right? The wicks of these candles here. But if you look back just a smidge more, you see that sort of turns it into a triple bottom, which, makes it a bit more questionable for me. The positive thing here could be, if it doesn't recede back down to that level, that like 23-cent level, then maybe, it can use that as sort of like a final buy and fly, if you will, where the buyers came in there, and that's going to allow the stock to recover some. What I'd want to see for that to really take shape is for it to overcome this swing high, because it needs to push through there relatively quickly, in my view, in order to feel confident that it could be anything sort of adjacent to or resembling a bit of a recovery to some degree. What recovery means to you at this point when the stock has come from close to $1, and then obviously if you scroll left, much higher than $1 down to the 25-cent range, whatever recovery means to you in that realm. But first things first, I'm looking to see if it can even swing higher than this swing high here. Now the flip side of this coin is buyers have now shown up a couple of times here, right? This was a really nice push, so maybe some of those buyers got in, got out, but then buyers stepped in here again just to have it, rise a little bit, but then come right back down to that level and look for buyers to step in again. And if you've listened to the channel for a while, you may have heard me use the term going to the well too many times. I worry that at some point the buyers just aren't there. So if this comes back down to like 22, 23 again, I'm going to be a bit concerned whether or not the buyers are really going to show up again, because, these buyers who stepped in here and stepped in here, and maybe to some degree the ones who stepped in here, though they would have been, they should learn to set a trailing stop loss if they are all the way back down here again, still holding the same shares. But in any case, the ones who bought in here and bought in here, if it comes back down again, they're just, they're not getting anything for their investment. And so are they going to continue to buy in? Are other folks, for some reason, going to step in and sort of fill those shoes, if you will? That becomes my question. And if buyers don't step in next time it gets down to that level, then where do we go, right? Then it's sort of, you're just tumbling into no man's land, down where the price action hasn't really been before. So that's sort of my question for the time being. Let me take a look here in the weekly just to get, so we're sort of as low as we've ever been on this stock here. Now flipping over here to the think or swim side of things tells a little bit of a different story. Of course, it's a different setup, different view. We're looking at the channel here, right? So that big push brought us to the top of the channel, couldn't hold any action out of the channel, lost the mid-range, didn't need to stretch down all the way to the lower bound of the channel, which, maybe is a good sign. It's like a better of bad signs, that it's in the lower half of the channel but doesn't need the support to the lower bound. Now, in any case, we had a trigger and fire back here, and that kind of took us through this wave here. So maybe that was the move. And then just on Friday, we started to get we got a new trigger candle. Now, this is interesting to me because sort of three things are happening. One, the histogram is looking like it has the potential
to kill off the rest of this bearish momentum. Now, whether that'll happen or not, I don't know, but it has the potential to, right? It was uptick, and now it's been drawing down. So if that continues to move toward the baseline and the price, these candles continue to pin themselves to the mid-range of the channel, and the trigger mechanism on the TTM squeeze indicator continues to throw red dots here while that's happening. So dying down of the histogram, pinning to the mid-range of the channel, and then red dots continuing to take shape. That could be really interesting. Now, when that fires and the move comes, the question is, which way does it go? That's the question. It doesn't mean that it's going to throw a strong bullish motion, into action. It could be a big, elevator down kind of situation. So we'll see if that takes shape at all. It's just sort of it's literally the very first candle in a potential setup that I'm describing that has not yet taken shape. But that's what I'll be watching here to sort of build any confluence with this idea that, if that continues, if it continues to pin itself to the mid-range of the channel here, that also would mean that it should be sort of just continuing to wrestle around with this like 25 to 28 cent range, and just sort of doing this, for a little bit, which would mean at a bare minimum that it doesn't immediately come back down to test this 22, 23 level again, and like I was describing before, expecting buyers to show up yet again to sort of pull it out of that hole. So we'll see how that takes shape, or which way this one wants to go. All right, folks, I hope that you enjoy your long weekend, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.